Hi guys, it's Miss Chronister. So here we are in week 5. This week is a pretty big week. You're going to be starting your embedded assessment 2. This assignment is officially due next week, but this week we start working on it, which is actually kind of nice because then you don't have to do the whole thing all at once. But that does mean that this week is going to be a load of work. So this week it says that for week 5 you've got about 5 hours worth of work. Budget for 5 hours. It's no joke. I know the first few weeks I was kind of easy on you guys. I wanted you guys to get used to the whole online format and feel comfortable with the class. So so really make sure you schedule out at least 5 hours to get all this work done this week, okay? So your embedded assessment is going to be to write an argumentative essay. So you guys have probably written an argumentative essay before. Hopefully this isn't a totally new thing. If it is, that's okay though, because I'm here to help you, and I also have a lot of guidance for you guys on the course announcements and for this week. So don't freak out if it's totally new to you. First thing you're going to do though is go to the blog, look at the 1.13 blog. You're going to write 3 sentences telling me what you're going to need to be successful with this embedded assessment. So this embedded assessment is to pick a stance on whether or not we need more college graduates in this country. So do you think we need more college graduates? You are going to take a side on that argument, either yes, you think we do, or no, you think we don't, and you're going to write an argumentative essay for your embedded assessment. So write down 3 sentences in the blog, just what you're going to need to be successful. Maybe you need to know more about, maybe you need more evidence to make a decision on what side you'd pick. Maybe you need to know how the heck to write an essay because you haven't quite done one yet. Write down some of that stuff. Also, I want you to respond to one person, okay? A quality response, not just like, yeah, good job, or I agree. Do something a little bit better. All right. Next, you're going to watch a YouTube video. So, in 1.13, in number 2 for activity 1.13 in the Springboard assignment, it says to watch a video. I have provided the link. I wasn't able to get to the link by just typing in what they have in the Springboard activity. So use my link. It'll get you there. This video is literally like 2 minutes long. So you are going to watch this video and you're going to fill out the graphic organizer. So this video gives reasons to graduate from college, reasons why you should get a college degree. One of their reasons is greater wealth, more security, better health, close family, and stronger community. So you'll see all those in the left-hand column of the graphic organizer. You are going to watch that video and fill in on the right-hand side reasons of support it gave for each of those things. So what evidence, what support did it give for giving greater wealth? And you'll see I've filled this in so you guys kind of have an example off of mine. If you watch the video, you'll see that it says that you earn $22,000 more a year if you have a college degree, and you also earn 63% more in hourly wages if you get a college degree. Pretty good, right? So that I put as my evidence for greater wealth. It's just like a one little sentence blurb. It's not even a complete sentence that I put in there. I just want you guys to get used to finding evidence for support, because you're going to have to include evidence for support in your body paragraphs when you write your essay for the embedded assessment, okay? So watch that short little video and fill out the rest of that graphic organizer, okay? Then there's Springboard Activity 1.14. Don't do this, okay? I'm going to excuse you guys from this because I know there's a lot of work this week, so don't do 1.14, okay? So skipping that and going on to 1.15. Here's the first thing you're going to do. 1.15 is just called building an argument. So first they want you to read some quotes. The Springboard activity in number 1 has more quotes than I've put. I just want you to do the quotes that I've done. You're just going to read the quote and you are going to paraphrase that quote. So basically, what do they mean? What is that quote about? And analyze it. Tell me whether you agree with it, whether you don't, and why. Okay? So basically, tell me what the quote says, and then tell me whether or not you agree with it and why. So I have 1, 2, 3 quotes there that you're going to read and analyze. Number 2, then it just goes through a couple questions. Number 2 says, which of the analogies most appeals to you? What kind of analogies are shown in these quotes? So it all talks about these quotes and how, and like gives you an opportunity to analyze them. They're all about education. These quotes might be some quotes that you could include in your essay when you do the embedded assessment. So you can include these quotes if there's one that really speaks to you. So answer those questions. You're just going to do the quotes in questions 2, 3, and 4 here. I know there are more questions in the Springboard activity. Just do the ones I've got in the announcements, okay? Then in activity 1.15, there's also this article. It's called New School Year, Old Story. It's got this little graph down here. It's a short article, so it's not going to take you much time to read. But I want you to read this, and then you're going to answer questions 1 through 5 on my announcement. So you're going to tell me what claim does the article make. Just like we're going to make a claim in our argumentative essays that we write, we're going to claim that either we need more college graduates or we don't need more college graduates. This article is going to make a claim, and you need to tell me what that claim is, how the article supports that claim, what kind of evidence, what do they say in there that backs their position up, what's the source of that information, how is the data in the chart valuable. So they've included a chart, which is really helpful. You can use that chart and the information there in your own essay. And then also what makes the claim persuasive. Our goal in an argumentative essay is to be persuasive. So in this assignment, you're going to kind of see how this writer supported their claim and tried to persuade us, because you are going to be asked to do the same thing in your embedded assessment. All right? So answer those 5 questions there after you read the article. And I know there's more questions in the in the activity 1.15, but just do the questions in my announcements, all right? Try to make this a little bit easier for you guys and take out the stuff that's not totally essential, because I want you guys to be successful and not be overwhelmed. All right. Lastly, you have Springboard activity 1.16, and you're actually going to start writing your essay in this lesson. So this is pretty important. But the first thing that activity 1.16 goes over is the rhetorical triangle. Maybe you guys have seen this rhetorical triangle before, but there are 3 ways writers try to persuade us. All right, there's logos, and I've got these examples and definitions here for you guys in the announcements, so you can either look at my announcements or you can look at activity 1.16. Logos is like the evidence and the information that makes it logical. Like logically you would follow this claim. Logically you would agree. So I've got an example here. It's like, it says, the data is perfectly clear. The investment has consistently turned a profit year over year, even in spite of market declines in other areas. So presenting data would give you a logical conclusion to take whatever claim the writer is trying to persuade people to take. So think logos and logic. It's logical. Then there's pathos. Pathos is when you appeal to people's emotions primarily. So like, if we don't move soon, we're all going to die. That's my example there. One of my favorite examples of pathos, not really favorite, but most prevalent example of pathos is those Sarah McLachlan commercials where they show you all the dogs and cats like that look horrible, and they're like, please support the ASPCA because it'll help these little animals. That's appealing to our emotions, so you want to help them. And then there's ethos. Ethos is like the credibility of the speaker. So if you're trying to sell toothpaste, you're not going to have a teacher sell it. You're going to have a dentist sell it, right? So I've got an example here. As a doctor, I'm qualified to tell you that this course of treatment will likely generate the best results. So usually they try to get like doctors to convince you, because we see doctors as knowing their stuff. All right, so that's just information for you. The activity that you're going to do, don't worry about numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the Springboard activity. What you're going to do is read this speech. This is a speech from Obama, so it looks like this. You're going to read this. It's called America's School Children. This is just a speech Obama gave about school. And you are going to fill out the SMEL graphic organizer. So that just stands for speaker, message, emotional strategies, logical strategies, and language. I've got that graphic organizer in the announcement, so you can copy and paste that. You can create it, recreate it yourself in a Word document, however you want to do it, so you can upload it and get it to me. But the first thing I did, so if you read through this article, it's a couple, 2 or 3 pages long, but it's an easy read. So the first thing for sender-receiver relationship, it says who are the senders, like the speaker, who's the speaker, who's the receiver, so that's the audience, what is their relationship, so how are they connected, and how does the sender attempt to establish her ethos, so her like credibility, or his or her credibility. In this case it's Obama. So I just separated those out and did a little colon after each one of them. So the speaker is President Obama, and the audience is school children of all ages. So it's students of all ages. He talks to elementary kids, high school kids, all of them. Their relationship, so I just literally said their relationship, and then I put a colon, and then I put my answer. So he's their president in charge of the country that they're living in and the country that they're eventually going to work in. So that's kind of how they're connected, how Obama and these students are connected. And then it says, how does he establish his ethos? So how does he establish his credibility? Well, he's the freaking president, so he's got some credibility there, right? And he's their president. So he's the president of these kids' country, asking them to get their education and to take it seriously. So it kind of reminded me, you know, those old posters of "We Want You" of like Uncle Sam, like this, you know, getting people to join the military. Kind of the same thing. The president of the United States is appealing to them. So he's a credible guy who you're going to listen to him when he speaks. So that's how I answered the sender receiver box in the graphic organizer. You guys can copy mine. I do that example here with you because I want you guys to see how it's done. You guys are going to continue on to answer the message, emotional strategies, logical strategies, and language boxes, all right? So for the message, what's he saying? What's his point? What's his claim? What are the emotional strategies he uses? So as you're reading through this, try to maybe like highlight or underline where he's appealing to people's emotions. Then there's the logical strategies. Where is he just like saying like this is logical, this is something that makes sense to do? And then also look at his language. When you're doing an argumentative essay, you really are careful with the language that you choose. You want your language to be persuasive and convincing. So pick out the little places where he does that. All right. Now, are you ready? This is where you start your embedded assessment. So you're going to do all that stuff, only that stuff. Don't do anything extra, okay? At the end of activity 1.16, you'll see check your understanding, and there's a writing prompt there. It says write an intro paragraph and 2 or 3 body paragraphs, or 2 or 3 more paragraphs. And this is where you're going to start your embedded assessment. This is the start of your essay. Next week, we're going to finish it. So, here's the claim. You have to pick a side. Do you think we need more college graduates? So you're going to basically stand on one side of that position. Either you say, yes, we need more college graduates in this country, or no, we don't. Then you're going to need to find evidence to back that up, okay? So whatever side you stand on, I want you to pick at least 3 reasons why you stand on that side. What are 3 reasons why you think we need more college graduates? Or what are 3 reasons why you don't think we need more college graduates in this country? You can use the information that we've seen in our Springboard activity. So those articles, the video that you watched this week, even the interview you did for the last embedded assessment, you can use all of that to break down 3 reasons that support your claim, all right? So the first thing you're going to do is write an intro paragraph. So I've got this, you'll see here, how do I do this? How do you do this? I've got it right in here in your announcements for you. So in your intro paragraph, I want this to be at least 4 sentences, okay? So I want you to start with, like, maybe start with a quote. Pick a quote. You could use one of the ones that we've seen, or find another quote, or you could start with like a cool little anecdote or a question that you want to ask, just to kind of introduce your reader to the topic. This is the intro, so the point of the intro is just to kind of pull in your reader, grab your reader. Then I want you to write about 2 sentences on education, the debate around college or whether or not kids should go. Just write a couple sentences in general. You don't want anything specific yet. Save the specifics for your body paragraphs. And then lastly, I want you to make your claim statement. So your claim statement is specifically going to say, we need more college graduates because blank, blank, and blank. All right? So make sure you list your 3 reasons clearly, because each of those 3 reasons becomes a body paragraph. They want you to write 2 or 3 body paragraphs this week. So ultimately, you're going to have 3. You could do 2 of your body paragraphs this week, and then you'll still have 1 to do next week, or you could get 3 done this week and then have less to do next week. I would do more, but that's the kind of person I am. So your body paragraphs, you're going to pick one of your reasons. Like maybe you say that we should have more college graduates in this country because it would build more wealth for our country. So you're going to have a paragraph all on wealth, only about wealth, nothing else, all right? Then your next paragraph will be about a different reason why we should have more college graduates. But each paragraph should be at least 5 to 6 sentences. And you're going to start with a topic sentence. We're going to introduce it. You're probably going to need a transition in there to make it flow smoothly. Then I want 2 pieces of text evidence. So it could come from the articles that we've read. So if you're writing about wealth, you could pull out a couple facts about wealth from the articles. Or you could use the video that we watched this week. You could pull your text details. They're just facts, so you could pull them from another source. So if you've seen a video, you could use that. You could use a source that you find on your own online, or maybe you see something in the paper. Maybe from your interview, your source gave you some information about wealth that they acquired because they got their college education. So you could use the source you used for your interview, but they have to be facts. Then you're going to have 1 or 2 sentences from you. So try not to use I, so don't say I think this shows or anything like that. Just say this shows and then state your case. All right, we don't want to use I in essays because it's really informal and we want this to be a formal piece of writing. Then you're going to wrap it all up with a conclusion. All right, so 5 to 6 sentences for each body paragraph. So intro paragraph and then 2 or 3 body paragraphs. Okay, I'm here to help you guys. This is what I do. I write essays in my class every week, so I am more than happy to help you writing essays. So you can come see me or email me or call me during office hours if you need some help with this. I'm here. So get that done. Make sure you have at least 3 to 4 paragraphs because you've got your intro and then your body paragraphs and all of your other assignments turned in, all right? That's a lot of work, but I know you guys can do it and I'm here to help, all right? So take care and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.